Star Wars. What a sad story this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Watching a IP, a franchise that I grew up on, be destroyed within 10 years by a bunch of fucking morons who have no idea what they're doing, no idea how to make a coherent Star Wars movie, show, or anything of the like. Can't produce good Star Wars toys that people actually want to buy, outside of army building troops. The main problem with Star Wars these days, I would say, is apathy. And that's a dangerous place for your franchise to be in. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done talking about it right now. Let's get into the video. Monkeys, roll the footage.
Quiet. It's the Emperor.
Oh,
it's the Emperor.
Tell him I know can do Friday.
Okay.
My
Sir,
husband need Nobler. He need to...
Is there something left for me to save in the wreckage of my life?
All right, we are over here on Bounding into Comics. This is how May the 4th dies, with thunderous silence. This came out this morning. Slade Hale, Bounding into Comics. Big shout out to John Trent and the gang over at Bounding. And yes, May 4th is Star Wars Day, because May the 4th be with you, all that kind of thing. It sounds like Mike Tyson saying May the Force be with you. And yeah, it was just nothing yesterday. Nothing. You usually see people, cosplay, whatever, But no, there was literally nothing yesterday. But that speaks to a larger issue, and that is the current state of Star Wars, which initially was one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, was because of my love for Star Wars. And, it just evolved into what it is now, because Star Wars is... The current state of Star Wars is horrible under Disney. It has been. The best days of Star Wars are behind it, and it's a sad truth that we have to face. But we have the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the EU. For those of you who love the EU, there's classic video games. So there's always something, action figure collectors. You've got the vintage stuff. That's more my speed. That and the original. I'm not an animation fan, but the Clone Wars show, I guess that has some love too. I'm up to about season 4 in that, and just not my bag completely. But I want to thank everybody, all my channel members, subscribers, everybody. Thank you so much for helping build the channel. Everybody involved in the live streams, the videos. Thank you so much. You guys do mean more to me than you know. And without you, I would just be some weirdo talking into a webcam. So let's get on with this article a little bit here. I'll give you my thoughts as we go along. You can leave yours in the comments below. A funny thing happened yesterday. May the 4th came and went without so much as a single Stormtrooper cosplayer making the headlines. Sure, there were celebrations, but they were absolutely paled in comparison to anything you've seen in previous years, including 2021. Those who have kept their ear to the ground regarding all things Star Wars related aren't surprised, but it may come as a shock to casual fans. As you see, Disney has been losing huge money off their stock prices, which is good, because fuck Disney and their bullshit pandering to the child groomers and the weirdos. And they're vowing to fight a bill that prevents child grooming by weirdos in schools. But hey, why not indoctrinate children, right? Yeah, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you.
Who's the asshole?
With Disney mired in one of the most precipitous stock drops in recent memory, as well as massive cultural backlash for sticking their nose into Floridian law, it's no wonder. Star Wars was meant to encapsulate the sheer might of the Disney brand, yet it's since become a millstone around the company's neck. Yes, and that is the problem right there. Disney, based in California, tried to, basically stick their nose into lawmaking in the state of Florida and, turn Florida into California 2.0. And Governor Ron DeSantis said, I don't think so. And the Florida legislature was behind him. The vast majority of rational, sane Americans are behind him. So I don't understand why Disney thinks it's appropriate for them to back a bill and then push the false narrative that it says, it's a don't say gay bill. No, you morons, it's an anti-grooming bill. The bill is titled the Parental Rights and Education Bill, And that's exactly what it is. It doesn't say anything or take any rights away from gays. I mean, I have to tread lightly because of YouTube, and they don't like the way you say, if you say certain things. But, you know, the people who abuse children, those sick fucks. The gay community wants to push them away as those sick bastards always try to glom on to the gay movement and, you know, say, oh, well, these are our rights too. And it's like, no, you're on two different pages entirely. You know, all the gays wanted was to be recognized, you know, gays, lesbians, you know, the LGBs, the T's, Q's, and those other weird signs are just, they're out there in the ether existing in their own worlds. You know, the gays, the lesbians, they just wanted, the LGBs, they just wanted to be treated normally. They wanted to get married, you know, health insurance. Absolutely, get married, please, by all means. You know, if you're an adult, this is what I always say. If you're an adult, as long as everybody else consents and everybody is an adult, I don't care what you do. I don't care. You know, if gays or lesbians want to get married, let them. They should be able to get married. Absolutely.
The lesbian!
You know, but when you're talking about people who, you know, take advantage of children wanting to glom onto that movement, that's where the problem begins. And they have to be real cognizant of that and know that that makes their movement not look as good as it could, you know, or seem as, you know, forthright and honest when you have weirdos trying to attach themselves to the back end. No pun intended.
Liar!
In fact, Star Wars somehow managed to turn fully toxic, which has caused longtime fans to flee the property altogether, damning it as a bastardization of everything George Lucas originally envisioned. With the woke in charge, this once indomitable franchise has mutated into that horrifying clump of hair stuck in the bathtub drain. That is a frightening visual, but it is one that is oh so true, and I wonder how this happened.
You have done that yourself!
Yeah, who could forget the Galactic Star Cruiser and that failed experiment? What a joke, you know, to the point where they pulled videos down. I wonder how that $6,000 a night hotel's going. Probably not too good. It doesn't help that the past year's worth of Star Wars material has failed to galvanize and excite its core demographics. The Galactic Star Cruiser hotel attraction in Orlando was an abject disaster, sporting a marketing campaign akin to Edward Scissorhands raking his nails down a mercilessly elongated chalkboard.
Okay, now to be fair.
To be fair.
That Galactic Star Cruiser, I mean, even the captain that looked like a Kathleen Kennedy self-insert.
E-Tap, it's me. Did you say Kathleen Kennedy?
Who the hell is that?
Oh, my sweet summer child, don't act like you don't know who that is.
What do you want? I'm in the middle of a video. What is it you want?
I come only spreading good tidings and cheer, because, my friend, it is that time of year for me to tell you.
Exclusive inside knowledge of the inner workings of Lucasfilm, because we're talking about Star Wars.
Yes, of course I have inside information from the inner workings of Lucasfilm. That's why I'm here.
Oh, well, please, go ahead and give us this big news that you have.
Tomorrow morning, at exactly 8:15 Eastern Standard Time in the AM, at Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy will, indeed, unequivocally, undoubtedly, that means without a doubt, that means literally there is no room for doubt. From my sources, inside Reddit, Lucasfilm, excuse me, Kathleen Kennedy will, tomorrow morning, at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time, Kathleen Kennedy will
Really?
be fired. That's it! Doom tap out, bitches!
Seriously? Oh my god. Why? I mean, how much more on the nose can you get, really? Is this the image you want to portray when you're trying to get people to spend, in this economy, mind you, in this terrible economy, under a absolute failure of an administration, you want to try to get people to spend, what, $6,000, $6,500 to come stay at your shitty hotel, be on a stupid itinerary, and basically do what is akin to retarded cosplay. I mean, it's just, it's hilarious. It's almost as bad as like the Smuggler's Run thing from the Millennium Falcon last year when everybody was talking about that. Next, there was the Book of Boba Fett, a spin-off of the popular Mandalorian series, which viewers found boring, plotting, and uninteresting. It took the combined appearances of Din Djarin, Grogu, and Luke Skywalker to breathe something resembling a pulse into the overall plot, culminating in a so-so ending that left Fett looking like Joe Biden wandering around in confusion at the White House during Barack Obama's recent visit. Yeah, the ending to that show and the course of the whole show was just bad. The best episodes didn't have Boba Fett in them, and when Boba Fett was in them, he was an absolute joke. I feel bad because I really like Tamura Morrison. He's good in the role. You know, he was really good as Jango Fett. Boba Fett, God. Yeah, this character, they completely nerfed him. He had his moments, but overall, it was basically, hey, these other stupid side characters and Fennec Shand, which I love Fennec Shand's character. Ming-Na Wen is absolutely beautiful, talented, and really good in her role, but they tried to make her look stronger than Boba Fett and more competent, and not exactly what you want in a show titled The Book of Boba Fett. One would expect him to be doing Boba Fett things, bounty hunting. But no, they saved that for Din Djarin. On social media, May the 4th was a non-event by all available metrics. Some may point to the recent SCOTUS draft leak detailing the overturning of Roe v. Wade, which has caused leftist proponents of mass infanticide to light themselves on fire, run around screaming in terror at a return to something resembling The Handmaid's Tale. This is absolutely hilarious, and whoever was the law clerk that works for one of the 4 liberal justices that released that, leaked that, needs to be arrested. That is a federal crime, and the fact that it's going to go and get swept under the rug. Nothing will be done to this because all the 3-letter agencies are bought and paid for and are basically political arms of the Democratic Party now. They've been weaponized. From 2016 to 2020 was evidence of that. Up and down the scale, no matter which way you cut it. The FBI, the CIA, all of them are just, they're weaponized by the Democrats. To say this Roe v. Wade getting over to and these people act like you're taking away their ability to breathe, which I think most of them would rather, fuck, get knocked up and have an abortion and then go on TikTok and talk about it, these whores, than they would, be a good parent. Because you're talking about people who are mentally stunted in their growth and maturation. So you can't expect these people to be able to process or discern, the subtleties and nuance to decisions like this, which, Justice Samuel Alito penned the piece on it. The main tool, as I see it, like I said, from my libertarian perspective, is they need to be safe and rare. That's when, it's when a early term pregnancy is risking the life of the mother, or it's a case of, sexual assault or, incest. Those are the kinds of things that should lead to, this, terminating of a pregnancy. I've often said that not everybody should be able to breed. If there's one thing the government should be able to control, it's who procreates. And it's difficult to say that from my perspective. But, I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be honest for 1 second and play devil's advocate. Are the people that are having, that one thing, I think she said she had 17 abortions. Do we really want people like that having children? Look at the way they conduct themselves. Look at this. What this overturning Roe v. Wade essentially does is it gives the power back to the states to decide whether abortion is illegal or legal. And honestly, in a constitutional republic in which we live, the states' rights should be greater and more far-reaching than the power of the federal government over the individual states, if that makes sense to you. Because, I hate to go into a civics lesson and I don't want to get political, but it kind of correlates to this article we're covering. So allow me for just a moment. I feel as if we've given far too much power to the federal government. And, I mean, what happened, to bring this back to Star Wars, when they granted emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine?
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
Once power is given, it's never walked back. That is, of course, yet another blatant lie perpetrated by the left, hot on the heels of Florida's anti-grooming bill, which they dishonestly dubbed Don't Say Gay. Of course, it's a convenient scapegoat in the same vein as the COOF being blamed for a drop in Oscar and NFL ratings, or Netflix hemorrhaging subscriptions by orders of magnitude. Star Wars sucks, and everyone knows it. Sure, there are glimmers and glints of hope strewn about, but it's impossible to sell a property based on the flecks of gold in the dirt. Fans want a solid gold nugget with some value attached, and I don't think we're going to get much value in terms of this Star Wars franchise with ObiWan either. I really see that going in a bad direction under Disney, and this is something that we wanted years ago, never got, and it sucks because Ewan McGregor's great as Obi-Wan. All due respect to Sir Alec Guinness, who was, masterful in Star Wars, A New Hope. I don't know why I feel I have to say A New Hope. It's Star Wars, the first movie, but A New Hope for those of you keeping score at home. Ewan McGregor is great in the prequels. One of the brightest spots, honestly. His portrayal of the role was excellent. He really owned it and made it his own. So seeing him come back is, as a Star Wars fan, it's exciting. But then that excitement, you look and there's that black cloud hanging over it that says, the House of Mouse on it. And Kathleen Kennedy and her sycophants and Identity Politics group. So, what's going to happen to Obi-Wan in the series? Anakin's coming back, portrayed by Hayden Christensen, which that's another thing. It's like, hey, Hayden's coming back. But then it's Disney, so you're sitting back going, oh.
Fuck me, right?
How can you get excited for that?
This is outrageous. It's unfair.
Perhaps during the upcoming Star Wars Obi-Wan TV show will turn things around. But given the lackluster promo trailers and all too apparent bait-and-switch narrative, the odds aren't good. Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are nothing but heads and jars without a story written by competent scribes, which seems to be anemic in supply at Disney these days. Yeah, that's going to be horrible. I can't wait to see which strong, independent woman who don't need no man is the strongest character in that show. Because God knows, even if it is an established character who happens to be a white male, he needs to be, put on his place, subjugated by a strong woman, because you cannot have any man who can do anything better than a woman in entertainment these days. You just cannot. You're a bigot if you do, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
The fandom, which represents the overwhelming majority of viewers at this point in time, has quickly soured on not just Star Wars, but other major properties with huge clout attached to them. Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power, for instance, looks so categorically bad that it could have hired Adolf Hitler as its official spokesperson and done no worse in terms of fan reception. Oh, those, the Fellowship of the Fans or whatever videos that were filmed all across the world with like different groups of people, four different super fans. What a joke. And the one had the person pissing in the background, and they're like, we'll just leave it in. Yeah, all those got taken down, ratioed to hell. That show's going to be a mess. I'm going to be reviewing it. I'm going to review it for you. I will. How can I not? I miss Batwoman. Batwoman, come back. Come back.
That's just a car.
I once theorized that we'd get to the point where fans would instantly tune out of anything propagated by companies with a woke agenda, and that reality has now reached a saturation point. There was a time when anti-woke fans would tune into a TV show or head out to see a movie in the hopes that it would be a straightforward and enjoyable experience. Now they aren't bothering. This has affected everything from Netflix's monumental membership collapse to Disney's colossal and abysmal stock plunge. The backlash of the whip is finally struck, and it stings worse than 1,000 Africanized honeybees who just witnessed their queen getting stomped.
That's racist!
Hey, man, I'm by. Hey, who's this? Hey, where's Corn Pop? He was a bad dude.
May the 4th passed us by in total silence, popping up only in specific places, in parodic fashion. Case in point, Joe Biden's May the 4th themed promo entitled Episode 46, Building a Better America.
Liar!
which has been lampooned across the board for suggesting that America's economy is in rip-roaring healthy shape, which it is not. This at a time when the Fed is raising interest rates and inflation is set to soar into the double digits for the first time since Jimmy Carter's disastrous administration. Jimmy Carter was a fucking moron. And I wasn't even alive when he was president, just going back and studying what he did. Oh. Those who have successfully hijacked Star Wars to use as a political propaganda tool seem altogether unsuccessful at leveraging it for the purpose they intended. It doesn't help when Star Wars alum like Mark Hamill keep making obtuse and embarrassing statements on Twitter, earning them rightfully deserved ridicule.
Yup!
It's like something out of a Mel Brooks comedy, a major corporation ignoring sound and wise advice from its communications chief not to get involved in Florida's lawmaking, only for it to backfire in biblical fashion, then go on to double down and hire an ex-Clinton Obama Biden alum as his replacement. Shit. May the 4th went quietly into the night while America continually has issues based on partisanship, of course, much like Star Wars and Marvel and other forms of our entertainment have been politicized. You know, Star Wars being no different, non-exempt. Something we're going to have to live with, unfortunately, for the near future. That notwithstanding, ladies and gentlemen, did you do anything for May the 4th, or do you celebrate the normal birth of Star Wars on May 25th? Like a, actual fan, not a, corporate entity that's trying to push sales when there's really nothing to push because you have no product right now that anybody wants. So that is it, gang. I am done. The Nitro video, the Batwoman video will be coming by the end of the weekend. Saturday Night Live probably going to happen this week. Me, Tony, Draven, and Vinny. So stay tuned for that. Do all the YouTube things, not just for me, but for other favorite YouTubers as well, as we truly appreciate the help battling those pesky algorithms that are a gigantic pain in our arses as we sit in these chairs and bring you the news and entertainment and everything else that we do on a daily basis. I'm Itepokuyan of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
How come I never get any lines in these things?
Shut up, Meg.
Get your own.
Take that, you bitch!
No! What the hell?
How'd you like that?
Hey, joke's on you, I have hepatitis.